Stand by for me. Well, the South African Human Rights Commission has conducted a site inspection at Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital. The commission was following up on reports of shortages of radiation oncologists, the breakdown of cancer treatment machines, and delays in the provision of healthcare services. It's also trying to establish if the institution is offering quality healthcare. Well, Gauteng Provincial Manager Buang Jones joins us now. Firstly, what did you find during your visit? And of course, it comes in a week where we've seen the health minister take quite a bit of, an onslaught just in terms of the state of healthcare in the country.
Yeah, this week coincides with the celebration of Cancer Week, or amplifying awareness around cancer-related illnesses. And we embarked on this site inspection today to establish the veracity of some of the allegations that emanated from a media report alleging that 500 cancer patients were awaiting treatment at the Charlotte Maxeke Hospital, and that there were issues of understaffing and lack of proper equipment to support the oncology facility at the hospital.
Mm-hmm. What happens from here on?
Yes, from here on, we have a period of 180 days to continue with our investigations, and with a view of issuing findings and recommendations. But we also have a wider discretion to decide whether to continue or discontinue with our investigations if the department adheres to our remedial actions.
A similar investigation would have been carried out in KZN when the hospitals there also experienced difficulties with regard to oncology. Now, there does seem to be a pattern that as much as the Human Rights Commission does good work, the reports that you issue, very often you don't go to the full extent of exercising your powers to hold those that you found to be in the wrong to account.
We have exercised our powers. We subpoenaed Dr. Lomo. We are due to hold an inquiry next week to look into the recent violent protests by members of labor unions at the Charlotte Maxeke Hospital. We, of course, are enjoined in terms of the Constitution to support constitutional democracy. And of course, we, in the process of getting answers from government, we have to also advise government. We have a duty to also act fairly and not...
it feels more often that you tiptoe around government rather than hold it accountable as you should, especially based on some of the findings that you make.
Well, we are quite certain that our approach is working. We have intensified our investigations. We have decided that we have to adopt a different approach regarding this, because the health sector in the country is stretched and there are serious issues of understaffing across the country. And our chairperson has already had several engagements with the minister to register some of our concerns and to also try, to find ways we could resolve, because we are looking for actionable solutions.
But how long would that process? So if, for example, we take the oncology crisis that we had in KZN, did you engage the minister at all? What was the result of that engagement? And to the extent that we're seeing that similar crisis in Gauteng today, what are you hoping your engagements this time around will do?
Yeah, firstly, I must dispel the notion that the situation in Gauteng is similar to the situation in KwaZulu-Natal. The oncology facilities in Gauteng are not in dire straits. There are concerns, but in terms of provision of treatment to cancer patients, Gauteng cannot be compared to KZN. But we are going to have a national dialogue in due course to find a multifaceted approach to all these issues that are facing the health sector in the country.
So when do you ring the alarm bell then? Do you ring the alarm bell when everything is absolutely in tatters? Or does the mere fact that you now are possibly going to be embarking on an investigation, is that not enough?
Look, if you look at the functions and powers of the commission, they spell out clearly what is our role and mandate. Our role and mandate is to investigate human rights violations and to make findings and recommendations to also secure appropriate redress for victims of human rights violations. But we also have powers of subpoena. We can also litigate against the state, and we can also utilize alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to achieve the attainment, or to ensure that there is attainment and realization of human rights.
All right, that's what we live for tonight, and we'll wait and see what the outcome of that investigation is. The Human Rights Commission Gauteng Provincial Manager Buang Jones.